We're back. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm glad you guys came back. Super happy about that. We got new members. Amanda, The Real Sharon, Brenda, Susie, Lauren, Lady Justice, True Crime with Eve. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just Me, welcome. Superior Dreams. There's Pat. She said, hello, all. I don't know much about this case, so I'll just listen. Good vibes. Well, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. There's our girl Kat. Thank you for the thumbnail. Hello, Deb. Hello. Leash 50. Good afternoon. Hey, Clark. How is everybody doing? Cheryl Allen. Hello, my friend. CB. Hi. I like that big hey. So anyway, that last show was great. The days of our wells never ends. And again, if you guys get time, please check out that video from yesterday about Harmony Montgomery. I'm going to be covering it again, I think, on Monday. Tomorrow's 2 shows, we'll talk about that towards the end. Sarah said, howdy, Sarah. Just Me said, please be respectful in chat. Yeah, I noticed in the last chat, there was someone in there basically threatening, saying, if you time me out again, I'm going to report this channel. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way, girlfriend. Doesn't work that way, girlfriend. Linda, hello, my friend. Hello. How are you? How are you? So the temperature actually dropped here. It was 24. Now it's 21. I was texting with my friend, Just Roll With It. Oh, she's in here. Just roll with it. Hello. She got snow. And it's icy, so it's all slick and everything. And, oh, Rachel's rubbing it in. Rachel said, hello from Florida. How about you bring us all down to Florida, Rachel? Because some of us aren't liking the cold. But here, this woman's like in the middle of moving and everything, and it's all like snowy and slick. I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. So, anyway, I went over some comments from our show from last week where I was talking about how Joshy Poo had a lonely Christmas. All right. And, you guys came back and you were telling me, no, he gets lots of visits. I was mainly talking about Christmas Day because what I read was that he had no visits. Now, you can't visit in person anyway because of COVID, but, they have like the Zoom thing they do. So we'll talk more about that. So I was mainly talking about Christmas, but it seems that his 5-stage clinger of a wife, Anna, did make a couple of Zoom calls to him on Christmas Day, which is sick. She should have been spending that with her children. Hang on. Sarah, 15 degrees in Madison, Wisconsin. Wow. Hey, Deb. Yep, I love our chats too. So we'll get to that. Kevin's backstage. I'm going to see how he's doing, even though I just literally talked to him, because nobody likes winter more than Kevin. Kevin likes it so much, he will get his tongue stuck to poles. He eats yellow snow. He makes snow angels, snow ice cream, you name it. Nobody likes snow more than Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
How are you too, Brooks? Wow. Yellow snow, that's messed up. I'm doing good. I'm just sitting here. Yeah, it's cold here too. I bet it's about 15 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here watching the snow plows.
That's what, just roll with it. It's like icy and snowy there.
Yep. Yeah.
Beagle Mama's in
winter.
Beagle Mama's in Colorado Springs. It's just 12 degrees there.
Wow, that's where all my family lives.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them. Colorado Springs and Security.
And we have another Floridian in here saying hi from sunny Florida. Send it here. Come on, send it up here. We need. I was
looking on the weather though, and in Florida they were going to be in the 50s. I'm pretty sure. That's not too warm. That's better than here, though.
Well, Cat wins. It's 44 there. Yeah, in Discord last night we were in general voice chat, talking to some of the girls in Canada, and they like their winters. But I mean, they were telling me about some crazy snow they've had. Pat K, especially, I was like, wow. I couldn't. I would have depression and arthritis year round.
Honestly, my favorite temperature is about 100 degrees.
100.
Yeah, I love baking hot summers. Oh yeah.
CB says, I love winter. Some people do. It's okay.
Ugh.
That's okay. Mama of 6 said 52 here in Texas. What part of Texas you in? Because Texas is like 6 states.
Yeah, I was born in Big Springs, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Yeah, just me. I'm with you. 80's perfect for me. Yeah, I don't ask for much. I'm just like just me. I'm pretty good, like waking up at 60, 63 degrees. And then we top out at about 85. Northeast Texas, like the Panhandle, like over by Amarillo. Don't dox yourself. I mean, don't put that out there. Just trying to figure out, because Texas is huge. Huge.
Yeah, that's a very big state.
Huge.
So is Michigan, though. You got the lower and the upper peninsula. The upper peninsula is huge.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of land up there that nobody lives, man. No. There's nothing there. Wilderness.
You mean the UP of Michigan?
Yeah.
Is that
the
what it's
upper
called?
peninsula.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you get way up in there, you're in the sticks. And I mean the sticks.
Reese said Arkansas weather is crazy right now. Yeah, I'm in Oklahoma. I know what you mean. We had on shorts and flip-flops on Christmas Day. It was warm last weekend, and today I want to die. I want to die.
You're not going to get that lucky.
Guess who else in Arkansas is having crazy weather? Anna Duggar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've all heard the song Stand By Your Man by Tammy Wynette, but this chicka, she takes it to a totally different level. So what I was saying a little bit ago is, I got some comments and people were like, oh, she visits him all the time. The visitation log is out. And someone emailed it to me and I couldn't really make it out. But what I was really talking about was Christmas Day. I should have made myself more clear. It's not your fault. It's mine for not being more specific. And I did make it out. It looks like Stalker Lady did Zoom call with him twice on Christmas Day, is what it looked like to me. If I'm wrong, let me know. And CB coming right out of the gate with, Anna makes my blood boil for standing by him. Oh my God, just me. She goes, don't bring Tammy into this nonsense. Yeah, Tammy Wynette would not have put up with this. So anyway, she did.
Yeah.
She did. It's like an app. I'm sure you have to pay for it. And you have to pay to email and to talk to the person. It's almost like FaceTime on Facebook is the way I look at it. So you got Joshy Poo sitting there in the wardrobe provided to him by the state of Arkansas, that gorgeous orange that he looks so precious in, looking at the screen talking to Anna. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here, guys. I have a feeling, especially on Christmas, she lets the children get on there and talk to him. I've got a big problem with that. Angela said, Josh's lawyers are asking for an appeal. Yeah, they did come right out saying that they're going to ask for an appeal. Is Jim Boob going to pay for it? Because he hasn't had anything to do with him. And also,
Yeah.
why are you saying we're going to appeal? He hasn't even been sentenced yet. Don't you think that's a little presumptuous? They must not have a lot of faith in their client.
Well, I'm thinking about that phone call. I could just hear him blaming her for being in there. I mean, I can just imagine what went down. Look at this. I have to see my kids like this and that and that. And you need to get me out of here. I could just hear it right now because he's a narcissist. So I'm sure he does not like not being in control. So that's my 2 cents on that man.
No, not since he's locked up, because I mean they're saying he's like a model prisoner. He's a model prisoner because he's in seclusion and he's scared shitless because he has no control. He has had an entitled life where he could do whatever he wanted to do. He was a celebrity, still is a celebrity, but it's a kind of a celebrity like he's kind of a fall from grace celebrity, if you know what I mean. And there's Anna, Christmas Day, should be spending it with her children, but she's being a good little prison wife. And she's basically, I call it FaceTiming, prison FaceTiming Josh.
And it could be codependency is still going on. Just because he's in jail, that kind of guy, I'm just thinking, I mean, I could just hear him blaming her, using the kids as a crutch to try, to dig deeper. It's just, and you're right, he's had it all. He's been the big shot rock star for, a while. And he has lost everything. Now he's losing probably lose his mind and his soul.
I don't think he ever had a soul for a lot of reasons. We'll get to that.
He could be black.
And, like I said, you should be spending Christmas with your children. And that, I mean, she took some time out, obviously, to talk to him. I didn't see anything on these records that shows that any of his 18 siblings or his parents have visited him at all.
Well, can you imagine having that many kids by that guy? And it's Christmas and he's in jail. Can you imagine maybe the guilt that she's feeling?
Let me tell you about her guilt, because she's a real twisted.
And what I mean by guilt, I want to be careful here. What I mean by guilt is codependency guilt. Okay, that makes a big difference. Okay, in my opinion, there's 2 types of guilt. There's real guilt and there's manifested guilt. But anyway, my point is, I still see a bunch of dysfunction going on, and he's in jail.
Oh, there's absolute dysfunction going on because
the
codependency it goes without saying. But part of it too is the IBLP. It's a cult that they're in.
Right.
I mean, it is a cult, and she, has been brainwashed to believe that she's going to be connected to him forever. That is not how it's supposed to be. And I'm going to read this comment right now. Tiffany Ray, does Anna know that the CSAM included a child being killed? If she was paying attention in court, she would have realized that what he was pleasuring himself to was not only horrific abuse of children, but yeah, one child was killed. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Just roll with it. Why isn't Anna in jail too? I don't see what she could go to jail for. You guys, if you think of something, let me know.
Because I know she could get in trouble for, if she knew what was going on, if there's anything that was going on with them kids in a bad way, and she knew about it. Let me tell you something. That's just all part of it's just messed up because she if I had to guess, and in my opinion, she knew a lot more than she's pretending she knows. I don't know. I just,
Oh,
and that
she did. Of course she knew more. Of course she knew
she
more.
had to have.
And that's why it's sick that pre-trial she would not let, I'm going to say, CPS interview the kids. And I
Right.
don't understand that at all, because all they were going to do, they have a way of talking to children to get a feel of if something was going on or not. She wouldn't allow it. And now that he has been convicted, at some point, and I doubt we will ever know unless somebody from the inside leaks it, that has happened. Because I have a really hard time believing that nothing bad has happened to those kids. I really have a very hard time believing it. But the good old son reported today, was it today or yesterday, that according to a source, now I use that term lightly. Let me tell you something, because when someone says I have a source, you know they're not going to give you the name. But at some point you're like, you've always got a source, but not a name. All right, so here, I'm just putting that out there. With Josh currently in custody as he awaits his sentencing, which I believe is in April, Anna is left to take care of their 7 kids, including their newborn daughter, Madison, which again is insane that they named their daughter Madison after the Ashley Madison scandal. Him cheating on Anna is one thing. If they wanted to work that out between the two of them, it's happened in other marriages, whatever, that's between the two of them. But as I was saying earlier, Anna's twisted because when he did the nasty things, like assaulting the adult entertainer and did all the stuff on Ashley Madison, Anna blamed herself. Anna blamed herself.
Yep, and she probably still is.
Oh, I promise she is. So amid the whole scandal, and it is quite a scandal because my, how they fall. Amid the whole scandal, a source told In Touch Weekly, again, it's a source, it doesn't say who it is, that the reality star mom, I don't agree with that term, she's a prison wife, totally different. She is not certain about her future with Josh. I can help her out with this. Anna, I can help you out. Your future with Joshy Poo, it's bleak and it's grim. You have a sex offender husband that's in jail, and you don't know how in the hell long he's going to be there, what his sentencing is going to be. Some people say he's probably going to spend 4 years in, 5 years, or like he's got to do at least 10. Either way, that's a long time. Not near long enough for the sick ticket he is. Not near enough.
But that woman, she's going to need counseling long term.
She can't have counseling. Their church doesn't allow it. The only counseling she's going to get is through the church. So,
well, good luck, Anna.
I can help her with this. What the source said. It's not, she's not certain about her future. Well, is she so naive and so caught up with how powerful in her mind Jim Boob is that she thinks that this is still all going to go away? Does she really think it's just all going to go away?
Absolutely not. This ain't going away for a long time. Maybe never, right? How can you, it would definitely affect it's very messed up. This is a really twisted relationship. Think about it. Like with all the God and the molestation, isn't that sick? You're mixing God with all this stuff, and being a star, and man, it's all bad. No, they should have never got none of this.
Well, they lied. They lied about it. That's the reason I put Sue's comment up. She said, this family is a bunch of hypocrites. Yeah, you damn right they are. They knew what Josh was about. They knew what Josh did to their own daughters. They covered it up. When it all came out, they said that the girls didn't even know what was going on. I will never believe for a minute that while those girls were asleep in bed and they were all in one room, all of the girls were in one room together. I want to say it's like 1,000 square feet or something like that. He would sneak in there and do bad things to his sisters. I cannot believe for a minute that they didn't know he was in there. Let me tell you something. I'm not a light sleeper at all, but like my cat has a habit of like coming up on me and like laying on me. And my cat doesn't even probably weigh 4 pounds. I don't know. And it still wakes me up. I think I would notice Joshy Poo doing nastiness as I'm trying to sleep. And I know somebody else in the room would have woken up. That's part of the brainwashing. That's part of what they do. It's disgusting. And they had to do all that and cover it up because they have to cover their brand. We talked about it in another show. It's for the money. It's for the money. It's for the money. They like being famous. You can't get that money and that fame based on how perfect you are when you know what your son did to your children.
And you know what? With fame comes consequences. And that's a fact. You know, you want to be famous? You better get ready. I don't think it'd be all that great.
If you're doing things the right way,
Exactly.
People are always going to mess with you. That goes without saying. But I mean, come on. How could you cover up a heinous crime against your own children? So yeah, Sue, you're right. They are hypocrites. And I saw another comment a second ago. I'm going to get to that one in a minute because we're actually going to break that interview down again next week, Tina. Another one that said, Jim Boob and Michelle should be in jail. I've thought that for years. I thought that after seeing the interview Tina's talking about, the Megyn Kelly interview. And we're going to talk about that interview next week. I know it's from 2015. Everyone has seen it. Think it deserves some revisiting because just on what they said alone shows they neglected and endangered their daughters. Something should have been done.
So dysfunctional, right? Man, I mean, what's going on in that family will blow your mind. Mm-hmm. That's just unbelievable. I mean, that is a lot of stuff.
Yep. CB said, oh my God, yes, please do the interview. Yeah, guys, mark your calendars because we are doing the interview next week. Oh, Tamara said, Kevin B., you're famous. May not be a millionaire. You're sure enough famous. Get in line, ladies. Get your autograph.
No, I just, you look at these. I mean, I was never a YouTuber at all. I mean, I thought it was, I don't know. But when you start covering these cases, it's like, man, there is some really bad, twisted shit going down, ain't there? Really.
Society is riddled with it, and we try to keep it as light as possible.
And the thing of it is, they need tougher laws. The laws are not tough enough on these kids. Mm-hmm. And I don't know when the higher ups are going to wake up and realize, man, it is bad. It's everywhere, every day now. That's all you hear. There are kids that were gone.
Yeah. When their constituents start reaching out saying, this is my priority, I'll vote for you if this is more important to you. Jim Boob said, Joshy, I call him Joshy Poo, touched his sisters over the clothes like that made it okay. Doesn't make it okay. He violated just by walking in that room.
You know what that is? That's grooming for the next step. First, They touch the clothes, and then they touch the real thing. That's what grooming is all about. That is exactly what grooming is.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep. And I don't believe
Yep.
for a minute that every girl in that room slept through it. I believe it was well known in that house and they kept it their own secret until it got out later.
You know damn good and well all the kids talked.
Uh,
I mean, I raise kids. I have grandkids. They talk.
mhm.
I mean, they're not going to keep secrets like uh, Joshy Poo and his wife. You know, they got secrets. Trust me, I'll bet you. But the thing of it is, those kids talk. Kids talk. Period.
Leona said, Anna knew what he did to his sisters. She still decided to marry him and continue to have children with him and accept his depraved behavior and actions. She did. Because in a way, I believe that she's in competition with Michelle. You know, that's why she was having baby after baby after baby after baby. And I mean, she falls into all that baby talk, you know. Oh, you have to be your husband's best cheerleader. Well, sure, you have to be each other's best friend, Michelle. And she bought into all of that, but she was also raised that way. She was also raised that way. And I cannot believe that her parents gave such little of a shit about her that they allowed her to marry him, knowing that Josh just made a bad decision. Josh just made a bad decision. That's what she said. I don't know. You're right. She was a super fan of his. I mean, you know, like some of us looked up to New Kids on the Block or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. She was Joshy Poo's fangirl. That is for a fact. So she's doing, according to the source, she's doing everything she possibly can to make sense of this living nightmare. I don't know what the hell that is supposed to mean. The living nightmare, she sat there in court listening to evidence collected by federal agents, heard the guilty plea, heard Bobby Holt tell things that went on before she was with Josh. And that is the reality, Anna. That's your day to day. That's your life as a prison wife. There's no more I'm Anna Duggar. I mean, of course you still are. You're a prison wife. So how did those side hugs work out for you? We lost you for a minute, my friend. So then the son goes on to say that his wife, who has stood by his side throughout the arrest and trial, is unable to see him in person. We knew that until the sentencing in court. Now, what is she going to do when she has to sit in court? And we know she's going to go. And they throw down that gavel and send him off and say 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Again, is she going to be so in denial that she's going to think that his daddy's high-powered attorneys are going to get him appealed out? Because I'm getting to the point that I don't believe she's that naive. I think she's that much of a just doesn't want to let it go, doesn't want to accept the truth. You know, and while she is in her bedroom or wherever she's at doing these Zoom visits, she has 7 children. Who's watching the kids? Who's watching the kids while she is pandering to her prison lover? Who is it?
Yeah, and I bet those kids really enjoy talking to him on Christmas Day.
I'm wondering
Fuckers in jail.
I'm wondering if they did. Now, there was one lady in chat that said that they cannot do that. They don't allow it.
Yeah.
They don't really follow the rules, but I mean, I would think because all of those chats are monitored. If they saw a child on there, hopefully they would just shut it off.
I would hope so.
Mm-hmm.
But if they did, yeah, what a Christmas Day for the kids. Talking to their dad in an orange suit.
knowing
What?
that it couldn't have been that good of a Christmas for them. I mean,
No.
how? I mean, you went from having, I'm not saying they have a bad life now, I'm not saying that, but the realization, and they're going to find out someday, that your dad is in prison. I guarantee they have told these children such a tall tale of why he's there, that even when they find out the truth later on in life, they won't believe it because they've been so brainwashed.
Huh. I hope that don't happen, but yeah, his wife, if she doesn't get in trouble, okay, I'm gonna say that first.
Hmm.
I'm not so sure she's so squeaky clean, but if she doesn't get in trouble, this lady has really seriously got to do some severe work on herself, and her life is going to be. Can you imagine the kind of life she was living then to go to where she has to go to get well? That's a big adjustment. There's a lot of issues to deal with. Whoa. You know, I mean,
It's total deprogramming. She's
it
been in
is.
a cult. This is
Yeah.
beyond therapy. I mean, the best psychiatrist in the world couldn't knock this out of her.
No,
Fat
it's
Baby Toodles, love that name. Heard she can have 2 adults and 2 kids on her calls with him. That's what I heard too. I wasn't going to argue with the other lady. I can't remember who it is, but I heard that too. That so he can see his kids. It can be, yeah, like I said, 2 adults and 2 kids. I
they
really
should not allow that, in my opinion.
I don't
Nope.
think we should either. Not considering
No,
he's
I
a
don't.
sex offender. Sue, is
No.
this just
Right.
it's only video. It's only video.
I don't care.
So the source goes on to say, while Anna still loves Josh, she had to look at him and their future together differently after he was convicted of the charges. I don't think she's looking at him differently. I think it's more of a what the hell am I going to do? I mean, is she waiting for sentencing to make her move? What is she going to do? Because it goes on to say his actions, um, what she has said to other people
I,
is she has said that she looks at him as a man that just lost his way. So we go back to Michelle again. She's got the broom, she's got the rug. He's been in the room with the sisters. He's been messing with them at night, even though supposedly they slept through the whole thing and it was just over the pajamas. We know that's not true. So you hear Michelle on Megyn Kelly, and I just made bad decisions. So now here we have Anna. She's leaning on her faith, and through all her prayer and everything, she has realized he is a man that lost his way. When did he lose his way, Anna?
see, the thing of it is, in that kind of a cult in religion, they play the forgive me card. Okay? You have to forgive me. No, you don't either. You don't have, you do have, man, what I'm trying to say is, um, they, they use that, you have to forgive me. So that's part of, like you just said a minute ago, of deprogramming. All that kind of just little stuff adds up. I mean, I hope this lady didn't do anything, and I hope that she gets some severe counseling. And like you say, I don't even know if it can be deprogrammed.
No,
Who knows?
I don't think she wants to be deprogrammed, and I don't think
No.
Jim Boob will allow it. And I'll get to that in a minute, but I want to talk about this from Fat Baby Toodles. You guys and your names I love. Probably feels extremely stuck, and especially since she's under Jim Boob and Michelle's thumbs and Bible hands. I don't know if she realizes it or not, but in that religion, and I mean, really in the Baptist church as a whole, okay? Since Joshy Poo can't be head of the household, Jim Boob is. So she's having to take direction from him. And I
What?
kind of wonder how much direction Jim Boob is giving her. I have a feeling that the direction is, and I don't mean all Baptist churches, I mean particularly this sect of it. I'm wondering what his direction is, and I have a feeling it's do your Zoom calls, don't talk to anyone. I'm going to get him out. And again, he's probably counseling her and all the stuff that they've done. You've seen on all the shows and everything. And that's where we come to just lean on your faith. And he just lost his way. And he just lost his way.
Yep, you have to forgive him. You know, it's the forgive me card.
Mhm.
It's what it is. I mean, they basically, he's telling her, you know, forget everything that ever happened because it's a holy thing and you have to forgive him or God is going to frickin' punish you. I mean, that's the kind of shit they listen to. You
We
know?
talked about that on another show. How
Yeah,
do they run the house? Is it fear of God or fear of Jim Boob or a little of both? Because
right.
Jim Boob, he doesn't serve God. He serves the almighty dollar. And I got a lot of hell for saying that the last time. But that, I'm sticking with it.
Go.
Susie said they don't blame Josh, they blame Satan. Yeah, they do. They don't think this is
Mm.
Josh's fault. Nope. So again, since Sue brought up the hypocrisy, I put this up. Again, just a reminder. There's Jim Boob when he was running for Senate. He's got Joshy Poo with him. Rape and incest represent heinous crimes and as such should be treated as capital crimes. So basically what he's saying is his own son should be treated as if he had committed first-degree murder. That's exactly what he is saying.
But is that what he believes? I
That's what he believed when he was running for U.S. Senate.
wonder
That's
what he
what
thinks now.
Well, now he's not doing any Zoom calls. He's basically on damage control the best they can.
Right.
But I mean, here we are. Those are his exact words. That was
Twisted.
that was one of his.
God.
That was one of his. I don't know what that says. What link is that? What YouTube channel is that, Deb?
Yeah. What's it say?
But no, think about that.
Rape.
One of his laurels that he stood on running for Senate, he said rape and incest represent heinous crimes and as such should be treated as capital crimes. So what he's saying as he stands next to Joshy Poo, why wasn't Michelle in the picture? He had him in the picture. Unless this is clipped. I don't know. But he did say that. So
Because the men are the rulers in that faith. You know, the men rule the roost in them kind of cults. So you're seeing exactly, these people are messed up, man. They need a lot of freaking help. Unbelievable. They need to be in jail, some of them.
I just asked what that link is. It's the membership link. What an idiot I am. Anyway, and I agree with CB. Then it needs to be applied to his disgusting son.
Yep.
That's what you said. That's what you told your constituents, not Joshy Poo, Jim Boob. So now why is it different for Joshy Poo? Why? So we know that since all this went down and Joshy Poo was found guilty, that it's like people in the family are picking sides. Who's sticking with Jim Boob? Who is calling it out as best as they can, and getting away from it. I mean, really, who's getting away from it? Well, what?
I just had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Back to that little slogan when he's standing there with his son.
Yeah.
Maybe he said that because that's what was going on in his life at the time. Just think about that for a second. In other words, what I'm saying is he is condemning, wanting, God, how can I explain this? Wanting, saying that these crimes should be handled like this, but yet, did he say that out of guilt? I mean, I'm just looking at the reason why is this is learned behavior, okay? This
No,
is what I'm getting at.
Jim Boob said that because he's a politician and he's
Right,
trying to woo the crowd. He knows that these nasty things go on. He's trying to get more votes by acting like he's tough on crime. So he's
right.
saying things like rape and incest, instead of being 15, 20 years or whatever, need to be capital punishment. I totally agree with him. But we now
But
know, flash forward to 2021, when this went down, he wasn't saying that about his own son. He's a hypocrite. Dee Dee said Jim Bob isn't the head of anything, nor is he a real Baptist. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you. A lot of these cults will go under the guise of a mainstream church to suck people in. I was baptized in a Southern Baptist church. Me too. Anchor Baptist, Oxford, Mississippi. I love this. Hands to hearts. Forgiveness is not forgetfulness. The forgiveness is not for the evildoer. Forgiveness is for the victimized. So they are not eat up with hate. Okay.
the reason I didn't haven't made myself clear. The reason why I said that a second ago is I feel this is my opinion, okay? I think this is learned behavior. I think this man, Joshy Poo, got it from his dad, okay?
Yeah.
Now, okay, but yet his dad comes out and makes a statement about incest and all that when it was probably going on in his life. This is my opinion, okay? Because I do believe it's learned behavior, and I think there's a little more to this story than we know.
Oh, I think there's volumes we don't know, because they did the best they could do to try to shine the turd as best they could, and they couldn't. All they could come up with is, well, the latest is he just lost his way. And then before that, we had he just made bad decisions. It was just over the pajamas. There's Jim Boob telling everybody just over the pajamas. So like I said, it's divided the family. You knew that was going to happen. Somebody was going to stand up and be strong. But one that's not going to give up on her daddy is Jessa. We talked, I think it was last week or the week before, about Ben and how he kind of went back after Derek, which was pretty funny when he was talking about likes and views and retweets. That was pretty funny. But Jessa, this was on, someone said Reddit, but it looks like Instagram to me. One of you guys emailed this to me, and I loved it. She goes, yes, sad life they must lead. Haters gonna hate, but I don't pay any attention to all that mess. Life goes on, and we're seeking to live it to the fullest. Jessa, it's not a sad life that any of us lead. We think your brother is damn disgusting, and we think your parents should be in jail for covering the crimes that happened in your house. That's not, I get haters gonna hate. I get that. I get that part. If you're like jealous of someone, this is not a jealousy thing. People are disgusted by the things that went on in your house and escalated to the point that your brother is in jail. You need to humble yourself a little bit, Missy. You need to be show a little bit of empathy to the victims.
How come you got 8 thumbs up and none down?
Who knows? Oh, by now
I just noticed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, by now it's probably 1 million thumbs up. Yeah, right here on the screen. Victims are now called haters.
Right.
No. And I'll tell you what, you can't sit there and preach to everyone saying that you're such a Christian, you're such a wonderful person. She's got a little bit of a lion bone in her too. She's a liar like her dad. But I don't pay attention to all that mess. She even has kind of a baby voice like Michelle, which that's a fake thing. Life goes on and we're seeking to live it to the fullest. Well, tell that to the victims of Josh. Tell that to Josh's victims.
As far as I'm
all your
concerned, I hope that dude that man deserves life. So that's my opinion about him. Yep. He robbed innocent.
I think he does too.
Yeah. I mean, the adult entertainer's one thing, but an 18-month-old, wait a minute, but an 18-month-old baby, that is freaking sick. I mean, that shit right there, that shit it is so evil. It really is. I mean, that is stealing someone's innocence, their life, and have no remorse for it. I don't have time for them people, man.
And he bought the video on the deep web. It's called Daisy's Destruction.
God.
And paid for it and watched it. I support Jill too. I do support Jill because she's making a stand for herself, and I'm glad that she's standing up. She has every right to do that. It does not mean she's not a Christian at all. Fancy Clancy, haters. Your brother committed some of the worst crimes you can. What about the survivors of those videos your brother purchased? Are they haters? Exactly what Kevin just said. Think about the 18-month-old baby. Remember, someone died.
Yeah. That is so messed up.
It is.
I can picture an 18-month-old little kid, and it's like, oh my God. And there's even worse than that out there.
Yep. And
wow.
I'm telling you, trigger warning, if you look up this Daisy's Destruction, obviously you can't watch it. We talked about it one day on the channel, and we talked about Peter Scully, the man that made it. And that dude, he's up, he was sent up the river good, but it's disgusting. And if I was Anna, just when I found out that was on my husband's computer, I'd have been like,
You ain't no preacher, man. And you ain't got no Jesus either.
Nope.
When you're monkeying around like that.
Like CB said, it's a video of children being hurt. I mean, it's worse. It's beyond hurt. Beyond hurt. But yeah, that's what Jessica said. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, we hate your brother. Sorry. Call me a non-believer or whatever bad word you can throw out, Jessa. But this whole I don't pay attention to that mess. Haters gonna hate. What a sad life they must lead. I don't lead a sad life. You do, because you're in denial about the nastiness that your brother did, and you won't even call it out.
Codependency. That whole family's riddled with codependency. It is thick, thicker than fog in this family. It is so codependent. It's like, oh my God, it's like they're the definition of it.
It's cultist mentality.
Yeah.
Cultist mentality. CB said Josh actually got enjoyment out of that sick shit.
Oh, I can't even think about that, really. I'm serious. Honestly, it makes my stomach sick. Seriously. How that is unforgivable in my eyes. I'm sorry. I know you're not supposed to, but I cannot forgive that. I can't. And I won't. Oh, well.
I'm going to put this up. Deborah said, don't look it up. Don't look up Daisy's Destruction. 60 Minutes interviewed Peter Scully. Look that up instead. And you can just see what a sick person you're dealing with. Lisa Irwin. Hey, they make me
Hey, Lisa. Yes. I see her in comments. I always comment back and forth with her.
Yep. She leaves lots of great comments. I do not respect them if that is hate. They disrespect all of us with their behavior. Yeah, and who the hell are they to talk down to us, Jessa, saying that we must lead sad lives, that haters gonna hate? You don't have to pay it. You don't pay attention to that mess. That mess is depravity. It's deplorable. Yeah, life goes on. Life goes on, Jessa. You're right. And you go ahead and you seek to live your life to the fullest because you should, because you didn't do anything wrong. But you damn sure should not put people down that are disgusted by your brother and your family's behavior. It's crazy. So this article goes on to say that Anna spends more time with her family, but still talks a lot, and I guarantee she does, to Michelle and a few of the sister-in-laws. I don't know what a few is, because there's a bunch of them.
They're
So
lucky
what
the
about,
show wasn't. They're lucky the show wasn't called 19 Molested and Counting.
that's what I'm saying, because I don't
Yeah,
believe it was just the
that's because
sister.
that. Me
And
either. I don't
and I
believe
don't
that
believe
at
it,
all.
and I don't believe it was just that, just the
Nope.
four that they talked about. I don't believe
Nope.
it at all. Mm-mm.
Nope.
So what about Jim Boob? Because I guarantee you're talking to him, Anna. And that's, I know for a fact you are. So a lot of people were talking about on New Year's Eve, they all had a get together, and Anna and Josh's kids were there, but Anna wasn't there. I'm pretty sure she was. They just made sure not to put her on film. They wouldn't put her on film. But then again, it goes on. Sorry, I skipped around. I missed a part. Sorry. So it says Anna has to communicate with Josh through a website jail at the moment. That's that app I was talking about. But it provides access via email and a video call. So the video calls are 25 cents per minute. So I don't know how long he's allowed to talk, but I mean, some days, she's blowing him up. Man, she's like a 13-year-old with a crush. So this is expensive. $5 per message. Who's paying for that? So you can also
The dad.
Yeah. So you can also use this website to send money, gift packages like food products and beverage packets. Okay. Kind of like putting money on the books, I guess.
Oh, maybe he'll find the real Jesus in prison.
B said, first time I've caught a live. Hey, y'all. Hey, B. Glad you're here. According to the Bureau of Federal Prisons, conjugal visitation is not permitted within any BOP facility. Thank goodness, because she would have 8 children and continue to have children with him. Mark my words. The source said Anna and their 7 kids are now living in a rundown warehouse on Jim Boob and Michelle's Arkansas compound. Okay. Well, you're not doing good for yourself, Anna. You're not doing good for yourself at all. Get it together, write a book, do your own reality show. Somebody would pick it up. Anna Duggar surviving, whatever. Get away from this mess. Get away.
0 husbands and counting.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, but remember we were talking about that one day when she goes, well, at least I still have a husband. Now that was after the whole cheating scandal. At least I still have a husband. Well, what are you saying?
This lady, she is so brainwashed.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. So instead of saying, instead of saying, at least I have a husband, well, you're a prison wife, so I guess, you do. She's leaning on faith, and she says that he's lost his way. He never had a way. Lady, he's been this way the whole time. He did whatever he wanted to do, and he played you for a fool. He got caught. Anytime someone gets caught, I don't care if it's for a bounce check or a DUI, it was never the first time.
You know what? He either needs life or just put him in general population with the prisoners.
That's what I'm hoping too. But
he wouldn't last a damn month.
Nope. They have to keep him by himself, though, because that particular facility where he's at has been sued for torture, beatings, and all kinds of stuff. So it's not they care about Joshy Poo so much. They don't want to get sued again.
Yeah, protect the guilty.
I've got no problem with putting him in general population. What do you guys think? And what's Anna going to do? It's going to be very, to refresh our memories, to go back to the Megyn Kelly interview. We're going to do that next week. And just what Jim Boob and Michelle did to cover up Joshy Poo's crimes. It's sick. I'm going to drop the link. See if who wants to come up here and talk about.
Brooks, I'm going to make a prediction in this.
Please.
That she is not done with her husband yet. This is going to continue on for a long time. That's my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I don't think she will ever leave him. I don't know if it's because of the cultist mentality or because she's basically under Jim Boob's control now, because her husband cannot be the head of their household. So it's got to be Jim Boob. It can't be
remember
her father.
something too.
It can't be her father, because her father gave her away. You know, I mean, that's how they look at it. When you go to the altar, you're given away. Michelle Duggar talked about that on the show, and then at one of their speeches they gave at a church, when she was saying, I can't remember how she said it. Basically, was said, you're giving your daughter away. So the leader of their household is their husband. You okay over there, Kevin? What's wrong?
I'm good. I'm just waiting. I was just waiting for you to finish talking. Keep going.
Oh, I was just getting ready to read this comment. Susie said, I don't think Anna is taking care of her children right now. From what I hear, they're all living in the big house. Okay.
Yeah.
They could be.
Yeah, I want to go back to you were just talking about. She's not going to leave them. You know why? First of all, it's that, like you said, the cult mentality, the brainwashing, the guilt, the codependency, all that. And then throw in, what dirt does he have on her? So I don't think she's she's not squeaky clean in that area. I don't think. I think she's got secrets too. I'm not saying she was doing what he was doing. That ain't what I'm saying. But I think there was a hell of a lot more going on than what we know, for sure.
Well, if she's anything like her mother-in-law, she definitely turned a blind eye, and that's a proven fact. We got Deb backstage. I'm gonna put you up in a second, Deb. I want to hear from a Gramsci Life. We've never heard from her. Hello, my friend.
Well, hey, how are you doing?
Good. What's up?
Okay, so in Anna's defense, I come from the FLDS, the Warren Jeffs thing.
Oh, okay.
And I was married off in a polygamous thing, the cult aspect of life. It is not as easy as you people think it is to walk away and leave. When I left, I walked away without my kids.
They wouldn't let you take your kids?
I couldn't.
Listen, I'm very sorry for. I can tell you're very upset.
Are you okay?
You know, I left in my 20s with kids I had to leave behind because they leave you stupid. They leave you ignorant to the world outside. I am a grandmother now, and it still affects me today.
I'm sorry.
It is okay. I can't believe it still affects me. I didn't have my family behind me. I didn't have an education. I had to leave with nothing. And
that's why that was one of the reasons I brought up. I think counseling is so important. I've never been through what you've been through, but I am so sorry for your. That has to be so hard.
It is hard. And Anna has a lot of kids. People that expect her just to walk away. Where is she going to go? Where? Who's going to help her? And the brainwashing is so entirely deep. I tried to leave 4 times. And I did go back within a year, and I took my kids back. And
So you did get your kids.
yes, but
What did that take? Did the courts help you at all, or what did you have to do? Because I watched a documentary about the Warren Jeffs situation and
right.
what went on there, and there was a lot of other people in your situation that had to get away and leave their children and come back, and the courts definitely helped them, but some were too afraid.
I was married off to a 53-year-old with 2 wives with a lot of kids.
Mhm.
Man.
He is in his 90s now, and he had money. When I walked away, he told the courts he didn't know where I was, that I just abandoned him, and I didn't know that. I was working towards making something for my kids. When I came and got him, nobody wanted him anyway, so I walked in and I took him, but they knew they had that hold because he had full custody. So until they were 18, he still had that control over me. But I didn't care because he couldn't take care of them because his wives didn't want to. But,
Well,
you know,
that is awful. Awful. Yeah, people are putting some other stuff in here to watch to get more of an idea about it. One lady in here was like, Anna's a victim, and maybe she is. Maybe she is. We're talking to this nice lady right now. She got away, eventually got her kids. Blonderella, girl, I haven't seen you in a long time. She said nonprofits specializing in helping former religious trauma have reached out to Anna and she will not respond.
because she's scared. Jin Bob might have a hold on her. I wish I could reach out to her
I
because,
guarantee you, she still got a hold. They still got a hold on her. I guarantee it.
well,
You
they
are
did on me
correct.
too. They did
Yeah,
on
you're
me.
correct.
Yeah, they did on me until my kids were 18 because that's how they did. It took me 4 times to be able to actually leave permanently. And it did damage to me. I didn't trust men. I didn't trust anything, you know?
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. It's all the luggage that comes with this type of brainwashing, and there's just so much layers of an. It's like a huge onion, and it's just like layer upon layer of issues that you've got to work through. I can't. I tip my hat to you for going and getting out of there and getting your kids.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming up, and sharing that with us, because that is absolutely horrific.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm going to try and reach out to Anna. I don't know how, but, I take care of my grandkids. I help raise them. I work. And so I don't have a lot of time, but people need to be just a little bit more compassionate because they aren't in Anna's shoes.
Well, the thing is, when it comes to children being abused, I have very little compassion. And I understand what people are saying, that you have to see where she's coming from. And I get she's in a cult and she probably is scared to leave. She's probably bullied. She's probably threatened.
Yep.
I mean, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I'm sure she is. You did it. Lots of people are reaching out to her. Her brother wants to help her. I plead the fifth has a comment up here. She has to put herself first. Yes, but those kids are more important than anything in this world. Me and I plead the fifth, we speak the same language. I'm telling you. Susie said, and I would not let CPS interview her children. She would not, actually. Now they could get a court order to do it. They will get a court order to do it because he is guilty. He is guilty and he's in jail,
Right. But at the same time, look how people are still, for Warren Jeffs, my oldest brother is in deep. I haven't seen him in 13 years. It's unless you've been in it, it's hard because she might not believe that he did any of it. And if the kids, something did happen with kids, what is she supposed to do? She probably doesn't even know how to grasp what's going on inside because they leave you not even loving yourself. If you can't love yourself, how can you love your kids the right way?
Exactly.
That's how they grab you.
I appreciate you coming up, my friend.
Well, thank you. I got to get ready to go get my daughter from work.
Well,
Very, very
have
grateful.
a great day and a great year.
Well, thank you, and you guys too. And
You're
I will be here
you're
regular.
welcome.
Yeah, please, please. Hey, we have a lot of new people in here. Make sure you hit that sub button. Give us a like or a dislike, however it works, and get subbed, get notified. That way you know when we're live. Cashmere, hang on. Anna did not abuse anyone. Let it sink in with her and give her time to gather strength. Don't act like you know what she's gone or going through. I don't act like I know what she's going through. I'm talking about myself as a mother. I would not stand by that. That's just me. That's just me. That's all I'm going to say. I get where people are saying, cut the girl a break, cut her a break. She's known about this nastiness for a long time. She's known since 2019.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it doesn't make it right. Sorry, it don't make it right.
What's up, Deb?
Nope.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
So what do you think old Anna's going to do? I think she's just going to stay forever.
She gives "Stand by Your Man" a whole new meaning. I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna stand by him because she's just
yep.
that brainwashed. And I mean, I think that the Warren situation, the lady that was just on, is terrible. I'm so sorry for you. But it's a whole other ball game. I feel like it's not exactly as much. It could be brainwashing, but she can get deprogrammed. People will help her. And I read in a comment that people have reached out to help her,
Many people, yeah.
and she refused. So I don't know what to think of this woman anymore. Like, what more do you need to leave your husband? I mean, I get everything the lady was saying before me. I do. And it's terrible. It's horrific. But it's also horrific what Josh did.
Yeah.
And by the way, everybody, trigger warning, because this stuff is not for the light at heart.
We don't have any shows that are not a trigger warning. It should just be posted at the top every time. We don't talk about light subjects. Kashmir said, "You are not in that situation. You were not raised in that environment." I get it. I get what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. I'm saying that children are more important than her brainwashing. People are trying to help this woman get out of that situation. They are.
This
They
is
are.
why that's the only reason I've kept saying a lot of counseling, man. This lady needs help bad.
She doesn't want it, though, Kevin.
She
I
can't get
know, and you cannot help yourself.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you can't change it unless you help yourself first. You have to want. You have to, just like quitting drugs and drinking. You gotta want it. You gotta want it so bad, and that's what it takes. She's gonna have to reach way down, grab it, and pull it out. It's sanctification. It's not how far you fall in the hole. It's how long it takes you to get out. That's the trick. And this lady, she definitely, if she's not hiding stuff, which I'm not so sure yet, but if she's not guilty of anything, this lady definitely needs to seek some help because she has children that she has to take care of,
You're
and they
exactly right,
don't
Kevin.
need a sick mom.
No, and you're exactly right. People are reaching out to help her. Okay, so like the lady that was on just now, she wasn't a public figure like Anna is. So she didn't have resources available to her. She had to run, then go back and get her kids. People are willing to help Anna, and she's choosing to stay and making these crazy statements like she's leaning on her faith and he's lost his way, and she's trying to make sense of this nightmare and stuff like that. You can't make sense of sickness. You can't make sense of sickness. You've known for a long time. You knew he was under investigation. You knew it. You couldn't have been surprised when the charges came. You couldn't have been surprised. You sat there at the trial. You listened to all this. You heard Bobby Holt talking. You know that he was found guilty by a jury of his peers from your community in Northwest Arkansas. Well, I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, Kevin, referring to what you said, you got to reach deep down. I don't ever see Josh doing that because I really don't think he thinks in his warped mind he did anything wrong.
Listen, Joshy Poo's got his wife to control. And old Mr. Jimmy Bob, he's got Joshy Poo to control. This is all about control and just manipulating people. That's what I keep saying. This family is very, very sick. I mean, bad.
Toxic.
Yeah, like toxic, sick. These people need severe help. I mean, and they need to get right with the big man. That's exactly what needs to be happening. They got to change their life and get right, and then they'll be okay. But I don't see it happening soon.
Mm-mm.
I don't see him ever coming out of his hole. I think he doesn't think he did anything wrong. I don't know why, but I mean, Anna knew going in about his previous stuff with his sisters, the nasty, and
Oh, he knew better. He knows right from wrong.
no, but I'm saying Anna knew. Anna knew when she married him. She probably knew,
Yep.
and she married him anyways. So I mean, you tell me where this woman. I don't. I can't. I don't know what to say. I mean, she needs to get out. You can get out. There has been divorces in that religion. So
Many.
Anna, if you're listening, get out while you can.
And the possibility is she maybe is being intimidated. Maybe she is being threatened.
By
But
Jim
there's
Boop.
a lot, yeah, by Jim Boop, or other people in the church. There is a lot of people that are lined up to help her. So take it and get away. Let him sail himself down the river. He gets sentenced in April. If he gets 10 years, 15 years, I don't care what it is. Move on with your life.
Yeah, in just a few words, that's exactly what I would say to her. I would say, leave him. You need to leave this man like right now. You need to take control of your life, lady. This dude's going to prison. Bye. You are lucky enough you're not going. So you better just take that what people want to offer you and mosey on down the trail.
Because here's my thinking thought. Like if she doesn't get away from him, she's putting those children in danger when he gets out. Because if he's, let's be frank here, he's not going to get a whole load of time. It's just the way it is. And so when he gets out, those kids are still in danger. For me, the CPS is going to say, you know what? Like, we're going to have to take your kids if you don't leave them. Because she's putting them in a dangerous situation.
Well, I mean, the truth is he's going to be locked up for quite a while. So I don't think they would just take the kids because she decided to stay married to Josh. I think the main thing is she has to get them examined to make sure nothing ever happened to them. That's going to be her biggest problem if she doesn't cooperate. She already didn't cooperate, but now it's going to be a different story. We won't hear about it unless it's leaked. That's going to be the problem. So she needs to start making these decisions. What's more important? To be the woman that says, at least I have a husband, or to be the woman that takes care of her children? That's the teeter-totter we're on.
Yeah, because if she won't let the doctors examine them because she's afraid of what might be said, then I have an issue. There's an issue there.
Mm-hmm.
I have issue too because as a mother, and Brooke, you and I are both mothers, and a lot of people in chat, and Kevin is a grandfather and a father.
Mm-hmm.
Even a father. I mean, if you don't want to know if your kids were being abused, that's warped.
It is. That's why I was trying to push home earlier that just how sick this, whatever you want to call it, a disease, learned behavior. I don't care what kind of label you want to put on it. It is creepy, horrid, terrifying, all those words.
Yep. And I mean, seriously, like, I don't understand as a mother. As a mother, I would want to know if my kids were touched.
Well, we always want the best for our children. And if a professional is saying that, hey, we need to check your children out, of course we say yes. We don't say no because we're afraid of the outcome, or maybe she already knew and is covering it up like her mother-in-law did.
That's
You're
sick.
right on point, Brooks.
I'm sorry, that's sick as hell. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, exactly. Like Michelle is like, oh well, you know, like you do her voice perfectly, but yeah, she acts like she's all mellow, and he made bad choices. Bullshit. Made bad choices. Give me a break. There's bad choices, and there's like seriously bad things that he did. You know, and probably, I'm willing to bet he probably touched one of his kids at least.
Yeah, a bad choice. No, it ought to be a terrifying, evil act. That's what it ought to be called,
Yeah,
in my opinion. Not a bad choice. How about plain ass outright evil?
It is.
it is. Yeah.
And it's evil of his parents to sweep it under the rug. Under the rug. And I don't believe for a minute it was just 4 sisters, just over the pajamas. They didn't know what was going on. Because like I said, I'm not a light sleeper. And I would know if someone's in my room.
Of course you would know.
I wake up when my husband coughs. When the cat's messing around in the bed.
I wake up when my husband goes to the washroom, and then at night. So if he didn't come back for a long time, I'd be wondering what he's doing. Is he okay? Is he,
Yeah, it's common sense. So what they're trying to sell everybody, and they've been trying to sell it for a long time, and that's why I think it's going to be good to go through that Megyn Kelly interview. It's going to make a lot of people mad because it's going to refresh your memories, and we're going to go, oh, wow, I forgot how messed up this is. But to have 2 parents sitting there basically selling the American public that what happened to their daughters in their own home was just bad choices. No, that doesn't sit with me. Never did sit with me. And then I wasn't even going to talk about this. I really wasn't, because he's just nasty and he's disgusting. And then I was like, all right, we'll cover it once the verdict comes out.
But they're going to bring that. They brought that in, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in what he did with his sisters.
Yeah, so the jury had to hear it, and that might have been a big part. Well, a part of it, part of the big layer of cake that they had to put for the jury, that he also did this. I mean, because the judge allowed it to be heard.
When's his trial?
He already had his trial. That was like.
So wait a minute though. He's in jail now or prison?
No, he's in jail. He gets sentenced in April.
That's what I was asking you. Well, when he gets sentenced, yeah, that's what I should have asked. Was sentencing, not trial. But I'll bet you. Well, since he's already had that, I guess. So if they find out more stuff, can they still add more charges?
I don't think so. Now that he's been charged with those charges, they'll just leave it at that. But the thing is,
isn't that sad? Isn't that a bunch of crap? Because I guarantee you there's more to this story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
he's walking away doing all this shit he did, and he's still not answering for all of it. That is sad.
No, he's in jail, and he's going to get his final sentencing in April. As far as what he did to his sisters, it was covered up by his parents. There were no charges. He just kind of went to like some church work camp that allowed.
Oh my gosh.
That was like a big load of nothing. But if they find out that he's done something to one of his children, then yeah, definitely they can add charges. You think maybe that's why?
Well, it would be new charges, right?
Do what?
It would be new charges, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be a whole totally different set of charges.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes more sense. I thought, well, yeah, oh well, sorry kids, it happened to you. Yeah, I would imagine he has to be charged.
Because Anna Duggar, Wyona, because Anna Duggar doesn't want them to. And they can't force their way in. That would take a warrant.
They don't need a warrant. What they need is they have to get, I don't know. I have to ask Erin how it works. We were actually talking about it on the last show because she said it's going to happen since he's been found guilty.
Yeah, the judge maybe has to give like an order.
They can force her. They
Yeah.
can eventually force her. I just can't remember what the terminology is.
No,
I mean,
I
it's like
can't either.
anyone's going to bust through the door and grab all the kids and take them down to wherever they talk to kids. But I mean, they can force her. The
Yeah.
sad fact of the matter is she could have put this matter to rest pre-trial and say, yeah, go ahead and talk to the kids. But she didn't do it. So, I mean, when it comes down to it and they do it, the only way we're going to know is if it's leaked or if there's additional charges.
Yeah,
He's going.
I would
Apparently,
hope.
he's appealing, right? So apparently, he's appealing.
I don't
Appealing
know.
what? How can you appeal? Do you have new proof? Like that's what you have to appeal. It's a federal charges. They're federal
You don't have
charges.
to have new proof to appeal. You can say the jury was biased, that in pretrial you asked, I'm just giving examples. I'm not saying specifically this case. You can say, hey, we asked for a change of jurisdiction. You didn't give it to us. It can be a lot of things. Hey, we didn't want this juror, but this juror was put on. And this juror actually went to their church at one time. There's a lot of reasons they can appeal. You don't have to have new evidence. They don't want new evidence. The last thing they want is new evidence because all the new evidence is going to point towards him.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, and who's going to pay for it? Like, apparently, Jim Boob is already $250,000 in the hole. So, I mean, I don't know who's going to pay for this appeal. It's going to cost a lot of money.
Probably a book by the molester.
Yeah, someone can write a book or something like that. I mean, Jim Boob is in no way, shape, or form in financial peril. I'm just wondering if he is going to pay for this appeal or not. Josh hasn't even been sentenced. I know the attorney said they're going to appeal, which that would have had to have come from Jim Boob saying, we're going to appeal this. I'm just wondering why they were just right out of the gate saying, well, we're going to appeal this. He hasn't even been sentenced yet. To me, that's odd.
Yeah, it is odd. It's like, wait till you get sentenced, dude. And, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know exactly. Maybe in law, he can appeal it before he gets sentenced so that his sentence is later. It's going to be light enough, in my opinion,
It's going to be too light because it's not going to be life in jail, which according to his dad, that's how it should be. I mean, that was one of his campaign speeches. He said rape and incest should be capital punishment. But now here we have his son and, we're going to appeal it and they want the lightest sentence possible. It's nuts.
It is nuts. And people are wishing that he gets the whole 50 years. And I agree with all of you. But I have to tell you, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Nope. Need tougher laws, period.
Nope.
And until tougher laws are made, this shit's going to just get worse, in my opinion.
He'll have to.
But anyway, Brooks,
though.
everybody, I got to go. I hate to interrupt you like this.
No, it's okay.
But I just don't want to cut out of here.
No, it's
but
okay.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thanks, everybody, for listening. And I have to tend to my grandkids, and I will talk to you later.
All right, Kevin. Talk to you in a little bit. Bye, Kevin.
Love ya. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, it's about 2:30 his time. So, yeah, he's got to go get the grandkids.
Yeah.
And I agree with CB. Jim Boob and Michelle, they shouldn't be around the kids at all. I don't think they should.
No.
I mean, they're the ones that covered up what their son did to their own daughters. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts.
Absolutely. Agreed. And people that are saying to look up Days of Destruction, don't. You can't unsee it, so just don't.
You can't see the video anyway, but I mean, just reading about it is enough to give you horrific nightmares.
Exactly, and you can't unsee what you've read.
God,
I
no.
didn't look at it because I heard that and I said, okay, I'm not even gonna look. You know? I
Lord,
mean, anyways, who wants to see that? It's
just
nasty.
reading through the Wikipedia about that guy, and oh my God, that was enough to turn my stomach. I just couldn't even think about it. And then to think about those jurors that had to sit there and look at those violent images and then look over at Josh. And that could be part of the appeal too. They didn't want it shown. That could be part of it. They didn't want that shown. They didn't want the sisters brought up. There's a lot of things that you can appeal. It's a waste of time. He's
It
just
is because the judge allowed the evidence in.
well, yeah, but I mean, defense attorneys, I don't know if you know this or not, but like when it comes to like appellate courts, they're appealing the judge's decision. So it doesn't, I mean, that's going to be it. The judge allowed this and we're saying it shouldn't have been done.
Yeah, I understand.
Bell said, Deb is right. He won't get 50 years. The courts feel like they are doing enough by finding him guilty. I agree, Bell. I agree. Hey, we have a lot of new people in here. Hit that sub button. Give us a like. I'm going to start winding this down because this has been a crazy day and a crazy show. We had 2 really good shows. I mean, almost back to back. We got 2 more tomorrow. There's a case I was going to talk to you about in a minute, Deb. It's about K-Marie. It's
Okay.
K-A-M-A-R-I-E. I hate to mispronounce people's names. Holland. So we have a show about that tomorrow. I shouldn't say that. A nightmare of a situation, what happened to this child. And then tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we're going to talk about Candace's mother, Grandis, and what she can do to help put an end to the nightmare, which is the disappearance of Summer Wells.
Terrible.
Terrible.
All these cases are really, really hard to. But yes, do give me a call and let me know what you're talking about so I can look it up. But yes, for sure, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, or today, I guess, if you have a chance. But what I'm saying is like, yeah, no, this is nasty stuff, nasty stuff, dark, and we are winding it down. But I did want to mention that we have memberships now. So if maybe Brooks, you could drop the link because I'm up here and I don't know how. So if you want to become a member, you don't have to, but it's up to you. But if you can, go ahead. If not, subscribe, like, or dislike, whichever you like. But that gives us a hand, keeps us in the YouTube world.
Algorithm. The algorithm, they call it. They call it the algorithm. Our next members giveaway, it's for members only, is going to be something special just a week before Valentine's Day to treat the ladies or the gentlemen, because we have some gentlemen members too. White Chopsticks 21 said, that's from my city. It's Ka-Marie. Okay. I'm glad that you told me how to pronounce it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Tomorrow. Because I hate mispronouncing people's names. I don't forget names, but I butcher them sometimes. Just kind of part of the accent, or just, I don't know, people spell their names differently sometimes.
Yeah, we all do. It's all good.
Well, Deb, thanks for coming up. Always love talking to you. I'll message you as soon as this is over and I eat my lunch. And I'm going to start winding this down. Thanks, Deb. Everyone give Deb a round of applause.
Oh, geez, thanks. I don't need that.
You get so embarrassed. Yeah, guys, do it. Oh, B, she said, great live. Thanks for being so welcoming. Well, thanks for being here. Again, we had a lot of new names in here. Don't forget, next week, I don't know what day, we're going to revisit the Megyn Kelly interview with Jim Boob and Michelle. I'm sure some more things are going to come out about what Anna's going to do, and we're going to discuss that. Don't forget, there's 2 shows tomorrow. Please subscribe, hit your reminder, or just set yourself a little alarm on your cell phone. That works for me too. I like to talk to everybody in between shows and see what everyone's doing. Just like Sarah here, she just got defrosted. She said, I swear the sun did not warm anything up, but at least she's not as cold as she was this morning. So, hey guys, we will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So hit that sub button, send me an email. I'll get you a link to come into Discord. And in the meantime, have a super great day. Thank you for everything. Bye-bye.